Musicians Institute Guitarcraft Program, sponsor of Fox 17 Rock and Review.
Welcome to the Fox 17 Rock Review. My very special guest who I've been trying to get on the show for a long time, Don McLean. Don, it's so great to have you on. You know, so many hit songs, incredible music, and the Songwriters Hall of Fame, I believe somebody named Garth Brooks inducted you.
Yep, he did, and Garth also, I remember, had me sing with him at Central Park in 1997.
Wow.
And man, that was something else, boy. I was like a Spielberg movie or something. I mean, there were big, huge screens.
Right.
And, you know, the stage was humongous, and he just took over, and we sang American Pie together, and that clip went all over the world.
Well, you know, and we were talking also, Don, to where, you know, you just hit 5 million plays with American Pie, and so many artists such as Garth, you know, acknowledge you as an influence with your lyrics, with your, you know, your play of style, and, you know, you meld different styles of music.
Well, I met Mike Mills of REM, and this album, actually, and the first three albums I made for United Artists, the Tapestry one, the Don McLean, and that one, he said that it kind of showed him how to write a song.
Right.
And I thought, gee, I was trying to figure that out myself, you know, when I was doing this stuff.
Right, because this was like your, what, second or third album?
I'm not a professional songwriter. I make this stuff up.
Yeah, know? But you get paid for it, and people listen to it.
It's very hard to get these concepts. But what I do is each time I have an idea, sort of a notion, and then I try to create a whole new song.
Right.
With a whole new lyric form and everything. So the Vincent lyric form is not like the American Pie, it's not like the Crossroads or Winterwood, some of the other songs that are on there. Each time I would try to do a different thing. That's my thing, you know.
Well, you know, and I was telling you, too, before we came down to the studio, Don, to where I think you're one of those artists that why I like your lyrics and your style of music so much is that you're able to bring a picture to mind with your lyrics. And a lot of songs can't do that, but you're able to do it. Like with American Pie, you know, you made the statement about Buddy Holly and everything, but it's like you can visualize it. You can visualize the marching band trying to take the field.
I'm always into movies, and I think I spent way too much time in front of the television when I was a little guy because I was home with asthma. And I got way out of sync with everybody. I didn't know the kids in school. I didn't know the work.
Right.
You know, but I did know the top 40, and I did know the music, and I would sing the songs, you know. And everything was visual to me. Yeah. And later on, I started just collecting films. And I became a Western film buff.
Wow.
I mean, I love the Tom Mix and the Hoot Gibson and Buck Jones and all those guys, and Hopalong Cassidy. And I would collect that stuff, and I see a movie and I think, oh man, I remember that when I was homesick. I remember seeing that scene on one of those TV shows on Channel 5 or whatever. So that became an obsession with me, and that led, it always led back to Martin guitars, though. It's funny.
Oh my gosh, we were talking that earlier.
playing one.
Well, you know, and I so enjoyed talking with you about your different guitars, and obviously I've seen them over the years as you've played them, but Martin also made a signature model for you and only made 72 of them, correct?
71 of them.
71.
And I got the prototype, and then I bought a bunch, and you never see them for sale. They are great guitars. They tried to talk me into some kind of funny wood on the top. I said, nah, if you're going to do that, I don't want to do it.
Well, you know, and
I want the best
and I think
top you got.
You're known, you know, from all of your albums and from all of your concerts, Don. You're identified with, you know, obviously D28, but also D41 Martins and D45s.
That's right, and the 00 and 000 28 and 21.
Right.
The smaller guitars is how I started. I was smaller, so, you know, I could play smaller, thinner.
But then the one that you've got on loan right now to the Country Music Hall of Fame is the D41.
The DM.
Okay.
It's one of the signature guitars. It's been broken several times by the airlines, and I remember I was in Australia, and in my room I got in the guitar. So, oh well, the guitar made it. Good, you know. And so I'm tuning the thing up, and I'm playing. I said, that doesn't sound like hell. What's wrong, you know?
Right.
And I see that the top had split from the bottom.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, there's a gap like that, and the string tension's pulling the top away.
Right.
So I carry a lot of like black gaffer tape, the serious stuff that the guys use.
Yeah.
And I have it stripped on my guitar case just for I taped that thing, and you could just see the outline but you really couldn't tell from a distance.
How brilliant.
I taped that thing shut and was able to do the tour with that.
Wow.
And my drummer, Jerry Kroon, looked at it and said, man, that's country.
When you're using gaffer's tape to hold your guitar together. The only thing that would have been worse, Don, was if you used like duct tape.
That's
duct
country.
tape and chicken wire. Yeah, it's like, oh, there it is. Well, now, and you picked up a Martin recently, a vintage one, didn't you?
Oh, I've been getting these 1950s D28s. I have a thing about those instruments.
Oh, they're so nice.
But now there's this rule with rosewood. You know, you can't take it overseas. They'll take it away from you because the Chinese are making stupid furniture, and we can't. And they're not carving out a little area for the luthier to make guitars. So. So you got to worry about that. So I won't take one overseas.
You've got a good selection of guitars, though, and mainly Martins, because you've been with Martin a long time.
They're all Martins.
Yeah.
I used one other kind of guitar once in 50 years, and I won't say which one it was, but they were sending me instruments and leaving them by my door, and giving me. And so
I wish they'd do that with me.
I took maybe even more. So I took it on the road, and it came up smashed to pieces.
Oh my gosh!
And I said, "Don't ever do that again."
Yeah.
I said, "That's it." I used the spare Martin, and from then on, nope.
There you go.
Bad luck.
Works. Well, now I wanted to bring up also to our viewers, Don, that obviously you could rest on your laurels of songwriting and everything, but you're not. You've got a brand new album coming out in March.
Yeah, they come slow, but they do come. I'm not a fast writer. I never was. I never was a fast writer. In fact, when I had to do the American Pie album, I'd already put everything I had into the first record. I said, "Whoa, you want another one right now?"
What am I hit while the fire's
going
hot?
to do? So I had a lot of songs. I was trying to cobble together something,
right?
And I said, "Well, this really isn't very good, the way it is now." I said, I want a big song," and that's when the whole idea of this song. But what happened was
such an iconic album.
One of the first things that happened was I came up with the title, American Pie. So I looked at that thing. I said, "That's great. That is good." I said and that's got to have a song to go with it. That's
Did you ever think that title could turn into a movie?
Oh, it's got a history, that song.
But everybody, like I told you, everybody I know has played your songs through the years. I mean, you have to play American Pie. You have to play Vincent. You know what I mean? There's, Crying. It's like there's certain songs of yours that are a must play when you're playing covers.
I don't know what to say. I mean, one time I was out in a hotel where they had a bar far away, and somebody started singing that song. Everybody went nuts. I said, "Wow, you can even sing it really badly if people like it." Yeah.
Now, I want you to tell our viewers, too, you were telling me about Buddy Holly's brother when he heard the song.
Travis Holly, yep. He was the Hollies were in the tile business, the tile laying of linoleum, all that stuff. Buddy was going to be a linoleum layer.
Thank goodness he wasn't.
And I think he thought that's not so much fun, And so he got started with rock and roll,
Yeah.
I think Bob Montgomery was his buddy, and they had Buddy and Bob, and then that sort of morphed into something else. And but his brother looked just like him, tall and thin, Travis Holly. So I met him at some function somewhere or whatever. He said, "I was driving my truck," he said, "and I heard that song for the first time. It was nighttime. I pulled over and I jumped for joy."
Wow.
And I said, "Geez, I'm so happy that I was able to give your family something back, for the enormous power that those songs had and still have over me."
I totally agree.
When I was 15, 14, 13 years old, I was just, your emotions are so tender.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is, your hearing is so great. Everything about you is, as you get older, everything gets kind of a little bit less, So everything is very poignant, and those songs and him, the pictures on the cover.
And I think the songs that Buddy Holly did and the Crickets, they still hold up.
Oh, God, yes. Are you kidding me?
So far ahead of its time.
Oh, man. I want to see somebody do something better than Rave On.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I love that song.
Let's see if somebody can do something better than that. And he was very, he was primitive with his guitar playing. But so one guy, I worked with the Crickets once on some kind of a show, and they had a really good guy doing the Buddy part and playing the right things on the Stratocaster.
Right.
And I said to him, "How do you do that? You know, I play it up here. It's really hard to get those notes. You know,
Yeah.
those pull-offs and everything." He says, "You put the capo up there, 5 frets." Buddy didn't do anything hard.
Wow.
It was always just 5 frets up. You know,
I had no idea.
I've been working years trying to play it without it. So he said,
And that's the guitar lesson for today.
so
if you want to play
easy.
the Buddy Holly, put the capo on the 5th fret.
"It's So Easy" is another great
Oh my
song.
gosh, yeah, totally great song.
Yeah, that's I think with the Tommy Alsop on the guitar, playing a lot of that stuff. That
amazing.
Tex-Mex thing, you know. Tommy Alsop was his later group, I think, with Waylon Jennings, and they had some different guys in there. But
Well, and so many people have covered your songs too, and I was always thinking, you know, probably my favorite of yours is Vincent because I'm a huge fan of Vincent van Gogh's art, and once again, you paint a very nice picture with the lyrics.
there's a nice boy named James Blake who is a very interesting musician. He's got a nice recording on that song with just the piano.
Wow.
And he does a beautiful, his piano playing is out of this world, and his singing is different from mine. It's not,
Right.
it's a little bit rougher, and he sings it beautifully. So
Well,
very
I'm going to
happy
stick
about
with
that.
yours, Don. But once again, a new album comes out, Botanical Gardens, comes out in March. Be sure and check. What's your website, Don?
Oh, you can go to AmericanPie.com or DonMcLean.com. If you could Google me and you see the official website, you can go.
And they can catch you live on tour.
And well, I'm all over the place, and there's Twitter now, and there's Facebook. I never had anything to do with that stuff, but now they've talked me into it. So
Now you're in it.
I'm on there, and they put a lot of different interesting things on there.
There you go. Well, be sure and check them out. Pick up a copy of the new album and keep listening to American Pie. Don McLean, thanks for watching the Fox 17 Rock and Review.
Musicians Institute Guitarcraft program, sponsor of Fox 17 Rock and Review.